praying Jehovah.
What's going on, YouTube? How you doing? How you doing? First and foremost, man, I want to thank everyone for the love and support. And like I always say, I will always be humble and thankful for that. And I just got to give y'all a salute, and I love y'all. Now, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Now, I got a question to my Black American family. What happened to the narrative of Black Americans will be deported? What happened to that? What happened to that narrative? That's what I want to know. What happened to that narrative? If y'all don't remember, there was a point in time when Trump first got in office and people was being deported. There was a lot of people on social media, especially Black Americans. Hold on. I'm going to say Black Americans first that was saying we were going to be deported too. What makes you think, this is what they used to tell me, what makes you think if Trump deporting Mexicans, deporting the Chinese, deporting the Africans and the Caribbean, how you know we not next? How do you know that Black Americans are not next? And we used to go back and forth with them talking about, nah, we ain't immigrants. We didn't migrate here. We're not refugees and all this and all that. And they used to keep pushing that, the fear mongering, right? I remember they used a story, and I hope I remember this story correctly, but y'all might remember this. Excuse me. It was about this guy in Houston. His dad was Jamaican, and I think his mother was Kenyan, and he was born on a base, like one of them. I think it was in the UK somewhere, but it was out the country on a base. His family moved to the United States. His mother, which is Kenyan, did not do what she was supposed to do on making sure her son got citizenship. It was something that happened during the 80s when they first got here. So years go by. He's an adult now. All this and all that. And hold on, let me go back. They saying that his dad ended up leaving the United States also. I think his dad went back to Jamaica. It was something because his dad committed a crime like some assault. It was something to that effect that I remember. But anyway, the son was committing crimes and certain stuff like that, where they saw in the system that he's no longer a citizen. So they ended up shipping him back to the Caribbeans, whatever. And I remember Black Americans like, look, that's a black man and he's getting deported. And we kept saying, well, he got immigrant parents. Well, he's still black. I'm like, no, he got immigrant parents. And they were just pushing this false narrative of that. Do y'all remember that? I remember when Chicago, y'all remember them Chicago apartments had that raid and they had a picture. Was it a picture of a black kid? I'm trying to remember so much stuff, y'all. But I think it was like a picture of a black kid with his hands behind his back or something like that. They were trying to say, look at them, they detaining children, which was never true. Oh, black people about to be deported. And this particular apartment building in Chicago was filled with Venezuelan gangs. So they had to bring everybody out the apartment complex and see who's who. So they had to detain the people, right? And maybe black people was inconvenienced, but they didn't go to a detention center. They had to go through immigration. They ain't had to be threatened of getting deportation. You know what happened to those black folks? They were just inconvenienced. Their house might have got ransacked, but they still got here to stay. They still didn't get deported, right? And I used to tell black folks this, because they used to talk about how like Black Americans getting detained. Cool. When was there a time in history that black people never been detained before, period? Before Trump got in office. Ever since I was born, man, I seen black folks being detained. Including myself, I've been detained. Been detained at the age of 12, been detained at the age of 18, and been detained most definitely in my 30s for some odd reason. Some way, somehow, in my 20s, I was alright. But as soon as I got in my 30s, that's when police started detaining me. But guess what? I never was threatened with deportation. The fear mongering that these people was doing was on a whole nother level. Another group of people that was pushing this was the tethers, the immigrants, the Mexicans, talking about, well, you know, Trump don't like none of us. So if he doing us like that, he gonna do y'all like that. No, he's not. We the descendants of emancipated people. We're not like y'all. We are not. Africans say, well, how they gonna know who's who? How they gonna know if you're not an African or a Caribbean and stuff like that? One thing about America, they know who they Negroes are. They know who they Negroes are. They know who their Negroes are. Okay? They know who they are. I'm sorry. They just know who they are. We are not like y'all. We don't have the same family lineage. We don't have the same family background as y'all. We don't have nothing like y'all. We just don't. And I remember, I'm going to start with the Africans. I remember before Trump got in office, those Africans used to talk big shit, y'all. I'm talking about they used to talk big shit about black Americans, man. They used to call us slave babies, gator bait, tar babies, tree huggers. The police ain't unaliving us quick enough. Our black women are 8304s. Our men just baby daddies. We just make babies around here. I'm talking, they were going in on us. And listen, y'all, we were tearing them up too at that time. But they had this superiority complex. And we used to tell them, well, without us, y'all wouldn't be here. They used to be like, well, we didn't need y'all. We didn't need y'all to say that because the white man did it. The white man allowed us here because they didn't like y'all. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay. Y'all keep talking that noise on the Biden right now. Y'all keep talking that noise. Because we knew when Trump said when he get in office, he's going to send these folks back home. We knew that he meant business when he said that. But they didn't. They didn't peep the play. They didn't understand what level of thinking we was on, meaning how we wasn't going to fight for these people no more. They didn't know. They didn't know what was coming for them. Cause, see, a lot of these African immigrants, including the Caribbeans and the Mexicans, they so used to us fighting for them so much. They used to us sticking our head out for them, being a spokesperson, being even a whipping boy all the time. They used to that. But this time, now they got to fight for themselves. They got to speak for themselves. Now they got white people speaking for them. White people ain't got the cachet like the Negro in America do. And that's the problem that they have. And they didn't like that. So then when Trump got in office, I noticed a lot of them Africans, man, they got a little scared, but they were still pushing it in the beginning. Like, well, if I get deported, you next. That's all they kept saying. You next. You next. You next. You next. And we still here. Y'all are next. Y'all are next for the next 4 years. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This been the best 4 years of my life, man, under a president. You know what I'm saying? Just under a particular president that doing something that I really like and really love seeing. And it's just so funny to see, man, just remembering. And y'all remember how them tethers and immigrants and them racist Mexicans used to talk crazy? And we used to talk crazy back, but it's just funny now how everything has shifted. And that narrative is gone away. And another group of people that was pushing this fuck shit was the Democratic Party. They was pushing that fear-mongering. They was saying, hey, black people are being detained, they being deported, so they put all these news articles. I remember they did one news article. I forgot where this dude was from. But he went to a HBCU, I think in Georgia somewhere. I don't know. I don't really remember. I don't know if it was Georgia, Louisiana or something. But I think he had like a Spanish name or something. I can't remember. But anyway, they were trying to push like HBCU student detained and might be deported. That was the headline of the story. And I had to read. I said, why would they say that? Why would they say HBCU? Why don't they say Black American or something? Why they gotta highlight HBCU student like that? Man, I read the article, man. That dude ain't none of us. He don't even look like none of us. He look like a Rico Suave type nigga or something. But the media pushed this so hard that you had black elders, black American elders believe what MSNBC was saying and what CNN was saying and any other left-leaning news station was saying. Even the local news. Let me tell y'all a quick story. I got an auntie, right? She's my great auntie. She about, I say my great auntie about 87, 88 years old. She old though. She old. That's my grandma's sister. R.I.P. to my grandma. But she's still living though. My great auntie still living. My great auntie is one of them elders that her dude, her husband, they'll sit like each room, the kitchen, the living room, the den, and the bedroom, the TVs are on. And guess what guess what station is on 24/7? CNN or MSNBC. They might have CNN in the bedroom, but MSNBC is on all the TVs and throughout the rest of the house. So they internalize all this information on what the news is saying. So when they was talking about deportation, how black Americans might be deported, my great auntie will call me scared as hell. I'm serious. She'll call me scared as hell, not knowing what I know, and she should know, but not knowing what I know, because she don't really know my thought process like that, because, you know, she old. I don't want to give her a heart attack and shatter her civil rights dreams and shatter her democratic thoughts. I let her make it. I said, you know what, Amy? I say to myself, I said, I'm just going to let her die in peace. I don't want her to be upset. Let me let her think that the Democratic Party was her friend and they did her right. And maybe they did do her right during that time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she benefited a lot from it because she got to live a great retirement. Her husband, man, they living their life. But I remember she called me. She was like, hey, Brian, you need to be careful, man, riding in these streets, man. Be careful with the police. Make sure you carry your birth certificate on you. I said, well, I got to carry my birth certificate on me for what? He said, because they are deporting people. I said, what? So I was about to come back there. I said, nah, Brian, don't do it, because I'll bite my tongue. She was like, yeah, they going to deport you. They deport black Americans. I'm like, for real? She was like, yeah, they deporting black Americans. I said, where you hear that from? MSNBC. Rachel Maddow said it. I said, oh my God. That's what I was thinking about it. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, oh, okay. Well, I'll make sure I'm protected, ain't it? You know, I was just about to say her name. But I was saying, I'm going to make sure I protect myself, man. I'll make sure I bring my birth certificate with me. Click. I called my mom. I said, Mom, you need to go down there to her house and talk to that woman. Let this woman know that she would not be deported. My mom was like, what you talking about? I said, well, your auntie called me and said that I'm going to be deported. And I need to ride around with my birth certificate on me so I won't be deported, so ICE will let me go. And my mama was like, well, I said, Mama, don't you start that shit. Don't you start that. Now, you know damn well, Mama, that we are not going to be deported. But, Mama, how are we going to be deported? How? Just tell me how. Tell me something about my family tree that I don't know. I did what I asked Mama. I said, Mama, do we have any Africans in our family? No. Mama, do we have any immigrants that's tied to us in our family? No. Okay, Mama. Okay, let's take immigrants. Is there anybody in our family tree, through all these generations, the list of things that I have, is there anybody in the family that migrated, immigrated, took refuge here, come from war? She said no. I said, okay, so how in the hell we going to get deported? She said, sorry, Mama, I didn't mean to talk to you like that. But how we going to get deported? Please tell me, Mama. But, Brian, you know, I said, Mama, how? Well, you know, Trump, he might send a lot of us back to slavery. I said, Mom, they said that back when he first got in office. Did we go back to slavery? No. I said, okay. So where we going to go? We get deported. Oh, no, we might. I said, Mama, talk to your auntie. Because she called me and she scared out her mind. And what I noticed after that, I started getting on social media and I'm starting to see a bunch of other elders thinking that they will be deported all because of what the media has said, or all because of their family members are Democrat supporters. A lot of these people really thought they were about to be deported, bro. And the people that I care about is the elderly. I think the media, I think the black Democrat supporters, and black Americans that believe that narrative that black Americans going to be deported should apologize to the elders. There was no reason during that time that the elders' blood pressure should be running up, their heart rate should be running up, their sugar dropping, all this shit happened. Can't walk no more, went blind behind thinking that they were going to uproot themselves and go to Africa somewhere. That was a dirty game that these people done played on the elderly, and I think the elderly of all people need to be apologized to. There is a apology needed to the elderly. Got my great auntie calling me at her old ass age, telling me about some shit that she know better. But she's so old and Democrat to the soul that she believe everything them folks said. But it's mighty funny. In 2026, we ain't hearing that no more. We ain't hearing that you next type stuff. We ain't hearing it. I want to know why. I wonder why. Because they know we know, man. They know we ain't going nowhere. We ain't no Africans. There's nothing about us a Caribbean. Nothing. But anyway, what's y'all thoughts on that, man? Oh, and another thing too. Man, I just want to give a great thanks to you all, man, for supporting my channel, for commenting on my videos, for liking my videos, for just doing everything possible to get my channel and my videos out there, man. I started this journey towards the end of January, but really just going strong February to now, man. And I'm past 6,000 subscribers. I got monetized in less than 2 weeks in February, all because of you all, man. And I'm so thankful, man. I'm gonna do better. I work hard every day trying to make sure I put out great content. Some of the intricate stuff I be talking about, I try to, I pull it up. I might read it off my computer just to make sure everything come out concise, A lot of this stuff just come off the top of my head, man, and I do watch back my videos and I do see certain stuff I need to work on. One of the things that I'm working on is stop saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna work on that. Just work on better presentation, just work on everything, because without y'all, man, I wouldn't got this far. And it is hard to grow like I grew on YouTube, especially in this niche right here. My views still the same, but it's great though, you know what I'm saying? Because as long as people engaging with it, that's perfect. As long as people in the comments educating the people, giving good game to the people, combating false narratives in the comments, man, that's the best part about it. That I'm seeing people in the comments educating each other about history, or even telling me about history, correcting me when I say something wrong. Or when I have a brain fart, y'all always say, no, it's this right here. It's this right here. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing it. Sometimes I can't catch all the comments. I just want to let y'all know that I'm humbly thankful for y'all. I love you all for that, man. And I'm humble, man. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody look, man, it's just 6,000 subscribers, man. You know how hard it is to get 6,000 subscribers, man? It's hard. It is hard, y'all. It is hard. Coming from TikTok, and I'm used to doing short form videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to doing short form videos, meaning I gotta do a video in less than three to 4 minutes, right? But I gotta make it concise. I can't go into details and stuff like that, because you'll lose the TikTok audience, and TikTok don't want that. So transitioning from that to YouTube has been very difficult. So I'm gonna get better at it, and I thank y'all for being patient with me. And I do see the comments on what I need to work on, and I do appreciate that. But most definitely, I also see the love that y'all show me. I enjoyed the love, man, the motivation, man. People say keep going. People say they love my channel and stuff like that, and I'm thankful for that. That's why I always start my video. I just want to give a shout out to the FBA family. Salute to y'all. I always be thankful for the likes, the comments, subscribe to my channel, sharing my videos, and I love y'all. I always start my video off with that. Man, I might change around there, Blue Moon, but I just want to let y'all know I am grateful and thankful for that, and salute to y'all, man, and I love you. Peace out.
When my heart was heavy, when my mind was tired, you walked into my shadows, lit a quiet fire. Brian Jehovah, you are the truth. Every word you speak cuts straight through. Brian Jehovah, carving my youth into something real, something new. Brian Jehovah, you are the truth. the voice inside